Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is All Things Rosa. Thank you so much for clicking this video. If you're new here, welcome, and please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I post a new video, and share with others so that they can get to see this amazing content. If you've been here with us, thank you so much for your continued support. Please subscribe and share. Subscribe and share. Thank you so much. So All Things Rosa is about lifestyle. All Things Rosa is about lifestyle, fashion, and everything in between. And we are here to entertain, to motivate, to educate, to learn, and to grow with each other. So welcome and welcome again. This is another segment of a Wedding Crasher's Diary. Karibu sana. Let's crash another wedding. So my life as a wedding crasher, I have crashed so many weddings that I think, in an estimate, I would say that I've crashed up to 100 weddings. And that one still grew my love for weddings, so I moved to service provision. So now I'm a wedding photographer. I help you create memories for your beautiful day. We tell your stories in the best way captured. A moment with Taraji is a moment well captured, a story well told, because we capture every moment with our hearts. It's for the love of the wedding that we have. So on to that. And now I'm happy that I'm doing this. I'm finally breaking the Wedding Crasher's Diary, because here we are going to tell you everything weddings, every detail. We are going to learn. We are going to share our moments. We are going to to tell on the cultural stories, the taboos. We are going to talk the African weddings and the expectations. Every details about wedding is here. So type, tell us what you want to know about wedding, the myths you've heard about weddings, and if they are true or not. I will go and find out for you and bring the information to you about different cultures and different weddings. We are going to share all that here. It's going to be beautiful, about the fails and everything nice. But for today, just after someone got engaged and we've given them tips on what to do after being engaged, we come back again to tell you how to plan your wedding. Tips on how to plan your wedding. I have broken them down into 10 pieces, but still I'm asking. I did not get feedback there, so we are still asking. Would you want me to do a checklist for you? Would you want to know to get a checklist for you? Comment down below. Tell me anything you want to know about weddings. Just comment down, support. Go to my social media at Instagram is at All Things Rosa. Facebook is the most active social media that I have, is my Facebook, and it is Rosa Nyarath. I'll put the names here, Rosa Nyarath. And IG, we have Taraji Pictures for the business, and we also have All Things Rosa, a new account that is building up. So we are going to grow it real fast, because you are going to help me grow it. Yes, and we are going to talk everything weddings there and everything nice about All Things Rosa. So on to our topic, without wasting. On to our next topic, we are going to give you the wedding planning tips. Now that you've been engaged and you've settled and now you know what you want for your wedding, now here are the tips on what to do when planning your wedding. My tip number 1 is envision your wedding. Have your priorities right. Choose what is that thing that you cannot do, you have always dreamt about. So let me give you a backcheck story. For me as a child, I used to have this vision of my wedding. I used to dream of my wedding. I used to have a picture of how the kind of bride that I'll look like, and then I'll tell that the story uko mbele. But for now, let me just tell you that I used to envision the kind of weddings, but with time, as you grow, the vision change, the plans change, and now even everything changes again when now the reality hits. You have been engaged and now you actually planning your wedding. All the previous visions might just remain to be a vision. You might just carry a few things forward, but the reality now on the ground is different. So envision your wedding at that particular time. Yes, you had a dream. If you're that type of person that had one type and has not changed, good for you. Maintain that and work with that vision. But after engagement, things tend to change a little. So if anything changes, just work with your current vision, your current spirit. Like also for me with colors, I have a thing with colors, and today I love red, and in the next 2 months my favorite color will be blue, and when you move to red, it's going to cream. Like right now I'm in the theme, my love for beige. I think if I was to wed between now and maybe 6 months from now, I will do a beige themed wedding, beige and white. So that is how you envision your wedding. You pick on your priorities, make a mood board. A mood board guides you and it shows you a vision of what you want. So have a mood board with you. You can have a physical one where you do printouts and stick, or you can do an online one where you just put them in a folder and seclude them, and when you look at it, you see everything you would want on your wedding. Work on the number of guests that you would want. Break down the number of guests. So on number of guests, again, this depends on the kind of wedding you're going to have. Are you doing an intimate wedding? Are you doing a big wedding? Are you doing an original African themed wedding? Because African wedding did not have invites. From back then, we used to have, once they know that Nyarat's daughter is wedding, then we need to be there for Nyarat's daughter, and people will show up, and families and your mother's friends and people you know and people you do not know, but the community would come back together. Now that we are getting modernized and we are doing invites, and we are doing invites only, and we are minimizing, and we are working with 50 people, so work on the guests of your list of guests. And if you're looking to do a big open wedding also, still the number of guests counts, because this one will help you breaking down on your budget. Let's say the number of food, you can have an estimate number of people you're going to work with. For example, you're doing an open wedding where you can even have to 5,000 guests, but are you going to cook food enough for 50,000 or 10,000 or 1,000 or 5,000? So you'll have to have a limit on which to calculate your budget on. So let's estimate you're having 5,000 guests. You will cook for 5,000 guests, then have a plus of, you see, plus 1,000 or minus 1,000 in case they exceed, in case wedding crashers like me show up, because wedding crashers definitely show up. However intimate your wedding is, a wedding crasher, a determined wedding crasher will crash your wedding. As painful as it sounds, we do it. I am one of them, so I know. Anyway, that aside, plan for your number, plus or minus, and set a location. When you're envision your location. Where would you want your wedding to be? This is a very intimate part for so many people. For me, location is key. Location, it's a big insight for me. So if you're doing indoors, where would you want it? The proximity. Is it near the church? Is it near where your ceremony is going to happen? Is it near where you're coming from? If you're booking a hotel, or if you're coming from a home, is it easily accessible? So location, check on your location. Are you doing a getaway wedding? Is the location suitable enough for you? Are your guests going to easily access it? If it is going to be difficult, do you have a mode of transporting them, or a tip on how they can get to your location? So set on that. When you're envisioning your wedding, put those points into that. Number 2, and another important point that you cannot miss out, you cannot plan a wedding without a date. You cannot just openly say, I'm planning my wedding, and then walk out. Nowadays, even gown fitting, you will walk into a shop and they will ask you, when is your wedding? So they start planning with you. If you're, whether you're buying from them or not, they will need to know your date before then. So set a date for your wedding. It also makes planning easier, because planning without a date is like planning to fail. How are you going to book your vendors if you do not plan on it? It's a higher peak. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is a bit cheaper. You can get a hall at, if you're looking for a hall, you can even get it at 50% off if you're doing your wedding on a Monday or on a Tuesday, as compared to if you're doing it on a Saturday. It tends to be a bit higher on Saturdays and Sundays because there's high demand. Even on transport, if you're hiring vehicles, the demand on weekends are higher than demand on weekdays. So those are the things to look at when you set a date. And have a budget, a realistic budget. Realistic is the word. Have a realistic budget for your wedding. Now here, this is where you sit down with you as a couple and look at, what do we have as a couple? What are we working with? What is our expectations for the wedding? How would you want our wedding? Where are our resources coming from? Are we getting a loan for this wedding? Which again, I would not advise, because it's not proper to have a wedding, a glamorous wedding with a loan, and then you start your marriage with a baggage, with a heavy load of paying loans, and this can really stretch your marriage. So the better, if you can have your own money and do it better. If you have support of your friends and family, then even better, because people can, actually, I was surprised. This one, this is a testament that I was surprised that people can actually show up in a big way for your wedding. So it all depends on who your people are, who your circles is, and if you're depending on them, if they're the ones giving. Also, on your budget, estimate what they're giving and what you expect from them and what you're expecting from yourself. But also, work with a bare minimum from your expectations. What you have, yes, but bare minimum from your expectations, because sometimes it might not come, as we are calling it, it's an expectation. So an expectation might be surpassed or under, or it might come lower. So from wherever, either way, you just be ready for anything that is going to come out from there. So have a budget, a realistic one at that, and make sure it's workable and you know how to maneuver around your budget. Also on budget, I said it's a wide topic, so I will talk about it. I might also talk about how to cost cut. But if you would want such a video, kindly let me know on the comment section, so that we know how we are moving. If you love this kind of content, please comment below and let me know. If you give me a thumbs up, let me know, share it. And if you know anyone that would love such a content, please share it wide and far. We are here to build each other. We are here to grow. Yes. Yes, share, like, comment. I will keep on reminding you that we are on our road to 1,000 subscribers. So the goal is to keep going, keep growing, and help a sister, raise a sister up. Yes. And also, if you know where our wedding is happening, just hint us, because we are the wedding crashers, the professional wedding crashers, and we will crash your wedding, and we will tell stories of your wedding if you allow us as well. And also, we can cover your wedding. We come all the way out. We can crash your wedding. I can crash your wedding. I can shoot your wedding. I can also plan your wedding. So just let me know. Just let me know where you would want me to be. But for now, let us give information. I have wanted to give this information for a very long time, and the right time has finally come. So it is now, and we are continuing. Yes, on to point number 4. Get a wedding planner or coordinator. Why am I saying this? I know there are people that know me and they will say that, Rosa, you did not have a wedding planner. Why are you advising people to have wedding planners? I'm telling you, especially if you have an 8 to 5 job, you will need a wedding planner. You can plan your wedding. Yes, you will be planning your wedding, but with the help of someone to execute it, because this work on its own, it's too much. It can be draining, and you don't want to be drained on your wedding day. You don't want to be finished on your wedding day. So if someone can do it for you and if you can afford it, even better. Or rather, have a wedding coordinator from your team, from the people that you trust, or even a professional again, someone that will run everything according to how you want it, someone that understands you. You see, someone paid is better off than someone that is doing it. If they are doing it and they're doing it wholeheartedly, then it is even better for you. But even better if you're paying, because a wedding coordinator is someone that understands everything about you, understands everything that you want, understands everything to detail. Like, they're keen on details, and weddings are about details and your emotions. So you don't want anyone to be you working with your emotions and your details, someone that you will be telling this and they are doing the opposite of what you want. Because remember, it's a day that you want to remember. It's a day that you want to sit down and think about it and reminisce and just be happy it went successful. So get a wedding coordinator to put your things in order, to help you plan. If you cannot afford one and you have a reliable family member or friend that can run up and down and is trustworthy, the line is trustworthy and understands your feelings and the type of dream or the kind of envision you're looking for, the kind of content you're looking for, the kind of provider you're looking for, have they submitted, what is their work. Everything is in social media. So just go click, search and search for different people. Check on vlogs that talk about weddings, that do wedding inspirational videos, and you'll get more tips. Also, talk to people that have wedded before. Talk to a previous bride, ask them their challenges, ask them their vendors, if you loved any, if you loved how the function happened. Just be free, talk to them. Some will be free enough to share with you, some might hold back, some might not remember and they are really not remembering. But talk to as many people as you can to get a few tips here and there. It can also guide you towards your planning. So you've confirmed your tools, you're doing your research well. That was number 6. Number 7, your wedding guests. Who do you want to attend your wedding? Do you have any dignitaries? How will you want to invite them? What number of guests do you want at your wedding? Do you have a special thing that you would want them to come with? You say those things, the number of guests. So when you're working on guests, check on the number, check on the... A minute. I had... So you're working on a wedding guest list. Work on who do you want to attend your wedding? Do you have a number? Do you want 50 guests? Do you want 100? Are you working with 1,000? Is it open? Again, narrow down to that. Get to know who your guests are going to be, how they're going to be treated, the number of guests. You do a guest list. Having a guest list really helps, because this way you know who is to attend, who is to confirm you for the wedding, especially if you're doing an invite and the RSVP, which some people do not respond to, but it's very good so that you know who your guests are and if they are planning to attend or not. And if they are available to attend, if you can replace them with someone else, especially if you're doing a tight budgeted wedding and strictly invites only. This is where working with the list, you'll get to know, because the moment they respond and confirms, you know that this person is attending. And if they do not confirm, then, sorry, let me adjust my camera to this. Okay, there. There's so many shadows, but I will figure out in the next video. So get to know who your guest list is, as I was saying, and who is attending, who is not attending, who you can replace with who, because it gets a bit tighter. And if you're doing an open one, also still have an estimate number of guests, because you cannot just say everyone come. Who is everyone? How many everyone? Then how will you budget for the seats? How will you count your seats? How will you, is the venue now even big enough to accommodate just everyone? So when you are looking at the venue, you probably looked at the number, if it can accommodate your guests. So now, what number are you looking at? That is the question. So work with that number, because it will also help you with the vendors as well. Then point number 8, get your vendors right. The vendors should be your dream team. Get your vendors right, because vendors can make or break. Imagine having your deco done by someone that, one, does not understand what you want, and 2, they do not deliver to your dream. So you sent flowers that have withered, flowers that are dying, or maybe your theme was white and then they brought yellow. So you see, they've already interfered with your mood, with your dream, with your vision, because they did not understand. So a wrong vendor can ruin, a vendor can make or break your wedding. So be very keen on your vendors. Do your research, look at the work they've done. If possible, you can even, during the wedding planning, you can even just visit one of their weddings abruptly and just see what they've done before you commit to them. Food. Be keen on your vendors. The food, the kind of food they deliver. Photography, look at their work. Do they deliver well? Do I love their work? Is this the style I'm going for photography? Because now, again, as a photographer, I will speak, different photographers have different styles and different crafts. There are those that are keen on emotions. There are those that are keen on different styles, and they look at different things. So by you going through their work and checking their work, you get to learn the kind of style you want. Do you want a photographer that shoots the vintage kind? Do you want just by look at their work, and then their work, the sample work will guide you towards what you want for your wedding. Because for a creative, you cannot go to them and point at creative B and tell them, I want photos like this one. That is not, if that is not their style, they are not going to deliver, and they will, a genuine one will let you know that is not my style, so this is my style. Look at it. If you love it, then we work together. If you don't like it, then they will refer you to the person that can give you that style that you want. Like, for instance, for me, I wanted someone that knows how to play with lights, and because I was also doing an evening shoot, lighting was critical. So you have to look for them and be specific on what you want. Or do you just want photos for your memories? What do you want? What are you looking for as a bride or as a groom? Then once you know what you're looking for, then you will easily know who your vendor is. If you're looking for a cake, what kind of baker are you looking for? What kind of cake are you looking for? Is your baker able to pull the vision that you have for your cake? Are they going to deliver, or are you giving them a tryout? You check on all those things before you settle on a vendor. Remember, a vendor can make or break your wedding. Point number 9, settle on a theme. Your wedding theme is important, and wedding theme is wide. Wedding theme can be a color scheme. It incorporates the color scheme. It also incorporates other things. You can use let's say a vintage, rustic. If you love the chic kind of look, you love floral and the all modern, you would go for crystals, and also get guided by Pinterest. Pinterest is one of the best sites where you can get every inspiration. You can just scroll and create a mood board for it. You can get a theme from there. Probably you just, let's say you want a Mickey Mouse wedding themed. You can create a Mickey kind of theme on your wedding, but yes, with the guidance of Pinterest and people around you. So before you decide on before you just work on your theme and be sure that this is what you want, so that you do not get swayed over and over and keep on changing, and by the time that the wedding is happening, you're not even sure of what is going to be presented to you, because you have changed several times. So this is something you do prior, during the planning process. Yes, you can change one or two times, but be very keen on your theme. And to our final point, have a plan A, B, C, and possibly D and E if you can, because not everything goes as you plan. As sad as it sounds, you can plan your wedding to your perfection, to your dream, but it does not go the way you want it 100% in most cases. So you got to have a plan, a fallback plan. That is, let's say from the budget. Things happened and now your budget is minimal, especially if you're doing, again, a Kenyan wedding. During the wedding planning, that's where you find people also planning for their dowry and everything. So your expenses tend to be a bit shaky or touched here and there, and you're forced to go down on your budget, or maybe there's a boost. Someone just slapped you with money and you go higher. So always have a plan B for everything. Plan B for your vendors, plan B for your dream wedding. So yes, once you have a plan B, C, and D, you're good to go, because if this one fails, you have this one. If this one fails, you have these ones, and everything falls in order. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for walking with us through all this journey. If you love this kind of content, please like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below. And also guide me with what more you'd want me to do on the wedding series. This is the Wedding Crashers Diary, where I'll bring you everything weddings. We are learning, we are entertaining, we are sharing, and everything wedding is coming on to you on the Wedding Crashers Diary. This is all things Rosa. Keep it here, keep it locked, and let's grow to 1,000 subscribers. I am really looking forward to getting to 1,000 subscribers. I think I'll hold a party when we get there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being with us. Until next time, adios.